Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all are having an amazing day today. I came out to check on the garden and to do a few things, but it looks like I have to water my garden because it's been pretty windy and I think the wind just dry everything out. So although we had some rain, like when I put my hand in the soil, like it's so dry, so I have to water the garden pretty good and then I can move on. So far all the vegetables are good. Nothing haven't been eaten by anything. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of this now. I'm actually looking down because I'm looking at the garden. But yeah, I'm gonna go take care of this, like literally get my hose and water all the garden because one, I took the irrigation out of all the beds. In my garden space, I had the 1/4 inch tubes, and that's what I had for like the past 2 years now. And it's not so good. It wasn't doing so good. I realized when I turn it on, I have to run it for a very long time in order to get the garden space saturated really well. So I'm still ripping out. I haven't moved it all yet, but I'm still ripping it and moving it out of the garden because it's not working. I rather do it by hand right now until I can actually put irrigation back into the beds, and I'm gonna do that, just not right now. It's about 58 degrees right now, so I'm trying to get it done before it gets later. It gets colder. I just want to get it all done. All right, so let's work on that. Okay, I was able to give everything a nice good watering, but as I water, I notice a lot of stuff. Okay, like for instance, I have a basil right over here, and because the temperatures are dropping below 50, sometimes that basil does not look like it's gonna survive. And those are one of the basils I bought from the store because I didn't start any basil. But I realize now maybe I need to put some seed and start some basil because that may not make it. The things that are used to the cold is what's standing up to the cold. Like onions are gonna do fine. So the onions are on the side of the bed and that's doing good. You have broccoli in the middle. We have celery, rosemary, cilantro, all these other stuff. Was it lavender? All those stuff are doing fine. It's just the basil that is struggling. Also the flowers, the flowers are struggling out here too because the temperatures are dropping. Some days it's warm, some days it's cold, so maybe I put it outside a little bit too fast, and that's why I'm keeping the peppers and the tomatoes indoors until it really warms up, until we pass that danger of the frost, because I don't want to put it out here and then my hard work go down. But this is mustard. This is gonna do fine. Green onions. What else is in here? beets. What is this? I don't know what this was. Oh, this. See, the flower, it's gone. So the flowers are struggling. The flowers are not probably not gonna make it. Well, some of the flowers. Yeah, over here, everything looks good over here except the peas. So as it starts to, I gotta look at the temperature again. And what I'm gonna do, I did start a few more peas, but I think I'm gonna put some seeds right under that to help the peas out, because the peas does not look that great right now. Like over here and over there, I feel like maybe it's too cold for the peas. Although it does well out here, I think it's too cold. I think it's really too cold. Over here, I have some peppers, and these peppers were out. I bought these peppers from Lowe's, and these peppers were out in the cold weather. So that's the reason why I put them out, and they're struggling. So, and again, because pepper does not do well in the cold, it's more for the warmer seasons. So I do understand that. Yep. So there's some things that are doing absolutely amazing in the cold, and some things that are struggling. Like I had a few seedlings that I put out here, and that's jalapeno peppers. And of course it's way too cold for that. So there's some that are struggling and some that are standing up pretty well to the cold. You know, over in that bed, that's the one I haven't done anything to, and there's lettuce and kale in that bed, and that's doing really good. That one I haven't put any fresh compost yet. I haven't done anything over there, but it's doing good. And that's the bed that I'm gonna put like my peppers and tomatoes and all the other seeds that I just started is what's going in this bed right here. This is a 4x8, and hopefully I can plug all those stuff in this bed. But if anything on the end or so like dies before it warms up, those are the spots that I'm gonna actually plug other stuff in. But so far everything else look like it's doing okay, except the flowers. You know, the flowers are struggling pretty bad. We'll see. As it warms up, I'm gonna know what really survive. And a good thing is that I'm starting other seeds. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna hope and pray that things warm up. This week doesn't look that warm. The rest of this week until Sunday is a little warm. Yeah, there's a struggle. So we'll see. Hopefully some of this survives. I do have a lot of stuff over here in the walkway, which is the irrigation that I pull out. I still have the one to pull out over here, and all this irrigation I want to get it wrapped up because I can still use it like for pots. But as far as the garden, I'm not gonna use it. And then I need to get the trellis and stuff, you know, pack away until I'm ready to use it. So I'm gonna take care of that now. Every time I turn around, I can still see my viburnum is just blooming its head off and doing so good. I love to see the blooms on this. I wish that these blooms go all the way through the summer, because it would make this corner look so pretty. But unfortunately, it just blooms during the spring, the early spring. and that is it. But it's a beautiful plant. And then these, I think these are, I can't remember what kind of plant these are, but the pollinators are on them like crazy, and it blooms this little white flower. There's two of them, one on this end and one on the far end, and it just does so good every spring. And this stops blooming early spring as well. But the pollinators are on this like crazy. Crazy. Look at the bloom stock on this. So pretty. Anyway, guys, so what I did was try to clean up like the dead branches and stuff over here, and I got a lot of it done. I picked up everything. Now I do need to get the blower and blow it off, but right now I don't have to, because I know it's gonna get dirty again, because I have to do these plants. And these plants, I'm gonna bring it out on the concrete right here and really get it out the pot and repot them. I'm not doing that today, but I know I'm gonna have to do it, and it's gonna mess up the concrete and stuff. Also, I want to bring out my patio furniture before Easter. I don't know how that's gonna work, because if it's too cold, I'm not gonna bring them out. But if the weather is really good, I'm gonna start bringing out patio furniture. But we have so much to do, guys. We gotta power wash the house. We gotta clean the windows from the outside. We gotta clean this patio. There's so much to do, and we haven't got started really. I mean, my most thing that I'm worried about right now is the vegetable garden, because you guys know the grocery is so expensive, and this is my main priority, to get this up and running properly. So I try to keep up with like water and all this stuff, because I don't have irrigation. Yesterday I didn't water because it was very windy, and when I checked the soil had a lot of moisture in it. Today it didn't have any moisture, so I definitely had to water it. And of course, so I got to take care of the watering, and I got to clean up over here. The next thing I want to do, although I have to repot these, I want to cut the dead out of it. And the reason I want to cut the dead out of it now is so that the plant could continue to give energy to what really needs it. The camera was in the sun and it was probably hard to see, but y'all, this is a big chunk. I had to cut out here, and the rest of the plant is doing good. The rest of the plant, there's a lot of new growth that I have to trim down, but of course inside of it is what really was struggling. So I cut that part out, but it's not compared to the one over there. Now I'm going to show you, this one is doing okay. This had a little bit of dead, but not nothing much. I kind of like just knocked out the dead leaves. That one over there is doing amazing as well. Like, it wasn't nothing really going on with this one. This was doing good, and all of them have good amount of moisture in them. But like I said, during the winter, neglect of water, and that's what kind of messed me up on this end. This one over here looks pretty bad. This one I had to cut out a lot from it, and there's a lot of new growth. But sometimes when you cut so much out, like, will it bounce back? Will it bounce back? And what shape or form do you turn this plant? So, and I don't know if I can find such a big one. That's why it's always safe to keep more of this stuff on hand. But I mean, I have these plants for like, they're about 3 years in the pot. Yeah, I think they're like 3 years now in the pot, or 2+ years in the pot. So yeah, I always see hollies at Costco, but they're not as big. So you would have to groom them for them to, get this big and catch up with the rest of them. I don't know if I want to do that. But by the time I finish by the time I'm set with my vegetable garden, because I do plan to put a little fence around it. I don't know what that's gonna look like or when we're doing it, but that's when I'm gonna know whether I want to put 4 more plants or if I just want to put 2 or maybe none at all. Because when I look at the space, if I put a fence around it, there's no way that I can put plants. So maybe these plants will end up elsewhere. It may not end up around the garden, who knows. But because they're not in their spot right now, I just basically remove it from here so I can kind of shift the bed and bring everything about the vegetable garden in this space. So we will see. We will see. I'm not sure right now. I am not sure of anything right now. So around this tree is doing so good, and I want to clean it up, but not right now. I think I'll do this another day. However, I do want to cut these 3 grass, and that's what I'm gonna do with the rest of my time and done. Okay. Okay, let me get through this before it gets dark. So I just wanted to cut back the grasses, and sometimes you're cutting stuff and you're seeing other stuff and you just keep moving through, which is what I did. Now, I didn't clean up the beds like the way they should be clean, like pull every weed, move the leaves and stuff. I didn't do all that. I just pulled a little bit that my hand was just itching to pull. So I cut all the grasses on this side. There's 2 different grass, actually. Yeah, 2 different grass on this side here that I cut back. What else I did? I got them cut pretty low, and I already see growth in this one. This one is the bunny tail grass, and I already see fresh growth in this one. These are the Niagara Falls. There's no growth yet in that. That takes a little while until it actually warms up. Now, I'm looking at these evergreen and I'm seeing a lot of brown in it. But this side of the yard, during the winter and spring, it's pretty much like it's wet. So, I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to watch them and see. They don't get a lot of water. Well, they get a lot of water because of the ground, but as far as the irrigation, they don't get a lot of water. I need to put more irrigation up on this side because this side stays kind of moist, but this side here gets, as it go up, it gets dry and drier. So that's something I gotta look into this spring. Now over here I did cut down the lavender. The lavender, a lot of it didn't had much life in it, so I cut it all the way back to see if anything is gonna shoot up. If not, it's okay. I cut the catmint. There was the speed wheel. I cut the speed wheel over here. I basically just had to break it off because it was so dry and because there's so much new growth. Yeah, that was done. Now there's a lot of weed behind these plants. I want to trim this one up, but not right now. I'll do the one another day. Behind all of this, these are blue muffin viburnums, and they're all budded up. Look at that. They're just budded up nicely. And then there's some roses that I planted last year behind there. These roses are doing pretty good, which I love. So with this color behind here and then the roses, I think it's pink, a lighter pink and a bright pink, that is gonna look so pretty behind there. It might be pink or a different color, but I already see like the roses is showing me where I saw something. Oh, look at that. See? And something else over there. So I know these are gonna do really, really good. The boxwoods are doing so good. They're full. Normally I would trim the boxwood and shape them, but no, I don't want to touch them. I just want them to grow freely and be crazy and look good. Okay guys, the temperature is dropping. It's getting colder, which means it's time for me to go inside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you were motivated to do something in the garden. If it's not today, it's another day, because right now you can't get out there. Right now it's a little cold, especially in my area. The temperature right now already dropped. When I came out here it was like 59, I think, something around that, and right now it's already at like 42. So it dropped pretty quickly. The wind is blowing and it's time for me to go inside. I hope you enjoy this. You guys have an amazing evening, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.